You demand that we honor your reservation? Sure thing. A few years back, I worked at one of the big car rentals in a rather small city in Germany. We had 2 offices. One in the outskirts with quite a sizable lot and a very small one at the train station. 4 official parking spots in front of the office. About 6 parking spots at the other end of the train station at the staff parking lot. We used to not get into trouble for using parking spots we didn't pay for. That one was a bit of a prestige thing because it enabled us to serve our business customers right. When they got off the train, both offices worked closely together, even sharing a vehicle pool within the booking software, and we were expected to move the cars around accordingly. The business at the station at the train station followed a pattern that would repeat every week. Every Monday, business customers would arrive by train, pick up their car to get to their clients during the week, and drop them off by the end of the week to leave by train again. Most would drop the car off on Thursday. One week, we could already see disaster approaching by the middle of the previous week. Due to some error in the booking software and some cars spontaneously not returning to our offices, our carpool stood at 60 for Monday at the train station office. See, that's not unusual on a Monday. The problem was that overall, our shared carpool stood at 15. Since we are quite small and only a franchise of the car rental company, there was no way we would get extra cars from bigger stations. So we started trying to reach out to business customers to inform them that we most likely couldn't serve all reservations and if we could maybe cancel on them. Some understood while some insisted, and even more were not available when we tried to contact them. On Friday, my supervisor asked me if I could cover the shift at the train station office on Monday because she knew the colleague who was supposed to would mentally break if yelled at by customers. I knew it would be hell, but knowing that she would have the morning shift at the main office, we were sure we could make it work somehow. I asked to also work on Sunday at the train station office to make sure all cars were ready for the next day, since we had around 70 reservations between 6 a.m. and 11 a.m. that day. So I worked my Sunday shift, got everything prepared as far as I could, and went home. On Monday, we opened at 6 a.m. I got in at 5:30 like always, and there was already a small line queued up in front of the door. I told them we don't open until 6 and they accepted it. Everything went sort of smoothly until about 8:30 a.m. All my cars were gone and I received a somewhat steady supply of cars from the main office until then. I constantly kept my supervisor updated with a list of my reservations and which cars from the main office I'd like to have for that, and she tried to make it work. Then she calls me to tell me that she is also out of cars due to some having to be off-leaded due to mileage or simply not returning. I knew everything would go to shambles after that and mentally prepared for it. I started telling customers that we couldn't possibly serve their reservations. Most understood due to the fact that I didn't have any cars in front of my office, but a few insisted that they get their cars. Cue malicious compliance. I called my supervisor and told her that some clients insisted on getting a move on now and no matter how. After some short venting on her side, we came up with an idea. We might not have any cars anymore but had an incredible excess of moving vans. Mercedes Sprinter, VW Crafter and such, that we didn't really need any of. Now, the train station office isn't supposed to rent out vans, but we found a workaround for that. The transfer drivers had a company car that could be rented out, so I checked it in at my station, created the rental agreement with that, switched my view to the main office and initiated a vehicle switch. All without ever having a physical car at my station. So the rental agreement was completed and the transfer drivers started bringing our white company branded moving vans down to my office. I even told one especially insistent customer that I was able to fulfill his wish for an automatic transmission diesel. I will never forget the look on the face of this suit wearer when he realized he will be driving in a moving van to his client. The train station office satisfaction rating took quite the beating after this, but we didn't really care about that since we rarely got bonuses down there anyway. Jerry Seinfeld. I don't understand. Do you have my reservation? Rental car agent. We have your reservation. We just ran out of cars. Jerry. But the reservation keeps the car here. That's why you have the reservation. Rental car agent. I think I know why we have reservations. Jerry. I don't think you do. You see, you know how to take the reservation. You just don't know how to hold the reservation. And that's really the most important part of the reservation. The holding. Anybody can just take them. I am a non-confrontational person. So if a rental car company tells me they have no cars, I'll accept that and start trying to figure out an alternative solution. I'll probably never rent from them again due to their poor planning. But I'm not going to argue with them. You can't magically create a car if you don't have one. However, if I later found out that they did in fact have vans available and rented those out to customers who insisted after telling me they had nothing, I'd be enraged. Geez, your business needs to manage their inventory better. Would have been a nice touch to tell the customers that they're getting an upgrade for a bigger vehicle. Personally, I don't like driving a van particularly, but this would be hilarious. Turning up to a supplier in a massive Hertz van. https://u2.be/4t2gmgsnvam C=AEFKRABS18ZWMO. This sums up the situation rather perfectly. This is not malicious compliance, this is a FC-KED up system. Everyone is screwed by the company. I'm going to disagree here. If there's a reservation, it should be honored. Yes. Sometimes that might be physically impossible if people are returning cars late. But I think it should be law that if a reservation can't be maintained by rental cars or overnight lodging, they have to reimburse the customer 150% of the value. Too many places plan poorly or leverage their fleet to the hilt without any thoughts for a buffer in case things go badly because they can just refuse to honor reservations. Haha, silly customers. Needing something and reserving it, just so they can do their job and make a living. Since travel plans are sometimes made months in advance and might need to fit together perfectly, screwing over customers only a few days before their travel isn't something to brag about. RAITAH. You agreed to provide a service. And when customers got angry you couldn't. You decided to inconvenience them further? I know customers can be hell. But is your company at least taking measures so you won't run out of car in the future? Sure, you tried to warn your customers in advance. But 3 days isn't really enough to change plans. Especially for business trip that might require approval up the hierarchy. This is one of those situations where I'm on the side of the customer. Your business boss should have done more to either cut down on reservations beforehand or gotten cars for those people who already had reservations. And this is why I have no trust in rental car companies. To paraphrase Jerry Seinfeld, what's the point of a reservation if you can't reserve the car for when you arrive? Absolute shambles of a company. And you're a proud a-hole. You know how to take the reservation. You don't know how to hold the reservation. This company sucks. You screwed your clients over. And frankly, even if it's not your fault, I wouldn't come here joking and bragging about it. Booking a moving van is what I usually end up doing. Especially at places like Heathrow Airport, I end up booking a moving van. It's sometimes a fraction of the price of the smallest rental car, and I luckily don't have to go too far into London. Money-saving hack. So, I'm curious, for the cars that never got returned, what do you do? Do you charge the customer? I used to travel a lot for work, and if I received a van rather than nothing, I'd consider myself lucky. As a matter of fact, I did get vans 2 times. I grumbled, but the vehicle was for me to get to job sites, not ferry clients around. Said it wasn't that big a deal other than the inordinate fuel use.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.